Hi everyone, this is Sarah. If you have already seen the first part of the video of how to mix paints with just water, this second part I'm going to demo to you. I'm going to demonstrate to you the effects that you can get if the paints are thick or if the paints are just too thin. So I'm just going to mix the paints first. I've not done so in this one. So here I have some small soju plastic cups. So because I live in Korea, so they have small, soju cups, right? So these are the sticks that I got from my kids' ice cream. So I washed them and they're clean now. Right now, if you want to start painting with, if you want to start doing fluid art, one thing you must not worry is that what if it goes wrong, and what paints should I use, and what's the density of the paints, or is it opaque or transparent. All this does not matter actually. It matters to a certain degree that yes, in chemistry, if the paints are different in weight and opacity, then definitely you'll get different results from your pores. But if you think too much into it, then most of the times it will not turn out well, because you're just forcing it out. So that's why I like to do things just by estimation and by intuition, because by doing so you enjoy the process of painting and you wouldn't worry so much like if you can get cells or not. Having cells in your paintings is nice, but not having cells in your paintings is also nice. So don't worry too much if you want to get a lot of cells. But if you are those people who really want to have a lot of cells in your artwork, or sometimes you prefer to have more cells in your artwork, you can always use silicone oil or Floetrol. But I don't really use that in my paintings. So okay, right, I'm just going to mix it for you to see. So here I have this is a cerulean blue hue by Liquitex. I'm just gonna pour some out. Okay, stuck. Okay, this paint is really old. Probably that's why it's cheap. Oh yep, it is. See, it looks like jello. Okay, right, I'm just gonna scoop it up anyway. So when this happens, you know that your paint is actually very old. So I shouldn't have bought it, but I did anyway. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pour some water. It doesn't matter how much water you put inside. And then I'm just going to screw back the cap. Oh, okay. Now what I'm going to do now is shake this really hard. Actually not very hard, just shake it. Okay, it's still a bit clumpy but much better, but it's too full, so I'll just add a bit more water. You can do that to all your old paints because acrylic is water-based, so that's one thing good about it. Means it breaks down when you put water inside. So alright, let's see if any comes up. Oh, okay. It looks lumpy like this. Can you see it? But that's alright. So I'm just gonna put a bit more. There we go. Okay, so I have about this amount here of paint. Okay, can you see the red line here? So I have about this amount of paint roughly, and then now I'm just going to add a bit of water. Okay, so the water I just add about here, this amount of water to keep it going. So that's about a third of a cup, a third of the paint, sorry. And then just gonna stir it until it becomes smooth. Now in this one we don't want to put a lot of water first, otherwise you have a lot of stirring to do. So add water bit by bit into it. So I'm just going to put another one-third of water. So now I have about 2/3 of water. Okay, so now I have this. It's still lumpy, but it's creamier now. So I'm just gonna add water. So we already added water here and 1/3. So I'm just gonna add another third of water, which is 50% of water now. And then I'm just gonna keep stirring it. Ooh, it's coming out. This is my kids' table. I've ran out of place to paint stuff right now, so I have to make sure I clear it before they come back. Right. So keep stirring. Now it's much better, but it's still a bit clumpy. But it's finer, so you can actually just use it if you want, or stir until it becomes really smooth. A lot of stirring to do. Okay, so now it's very thick. There's still lumps, but it's fine now. It's way finer right now. So I'm just gonna let it sit first while I mix other paints. So I have here, this is Permanent Red Violet Light, and so if the paint is fresh and new, it's usually like this, right? Nice and smooth. So now I'm just gonna add about just this amount. So I have about this amount of paint right here, and then I'm going to add water. So about 50%. 50% should be about here. Oops, the ink's not working anymore. Roughly, okay? Roughly 50% is about here. But we can slowly add up water to that amount. So it's the same as this. My paint started off with here, but because it's very clumpy, so I think it's very thick. That's why I put about 60% of water to here. Yeah, so it's really hard to tell how much water to put in exactly, because every paints have different textures and weights. So just mix it and make sure that it's not too thick and not too thin. That's it. If you want to keep measuring and, you know, thinking like how to go about it, then it's gonna complicate a lot of things, and we don't want that to happen when we paint, because we just want to have fun, right? So now I'm just gonna stir the paints together. This is much easier to stir because it's not clumpy at all. Right. So now we have this smooth, creamy texture. It's like creamy butter. And then we're just gonna add some more water. So over here I have this this trial canvas that I used for me to just try on and see if the colors mix together well, nice, or it will become murky, Oh, so this is just my
Okay. Now this is
what is it called?
pretty thick.
A tester, a tester canvas. So let's play around with this. Now you can use a spatula or you can use a palette knife. I love palette knives because you can, if you know how to use it well, you can actually create a lot of things with it. So this is very handy. This is also handy if I don't have a blow dryer. Okay, so my torch is here. Got everything I need. Let's start. So number one, this is thick. So this paint is thick. There are two ways to go about it. You can put the base first, or you can put the base over the top. So it's really up to you, but I'm just going to do a swipe for you so that you can see the effects of it. Okay, so let's start off here with this corner with black. You see, it's very thick. This is a thick black, so yeah, let's just cover it up like that. So we have the first part, which is thick, and then I'm just gonna use all the thick ones first. So we have here thick, and then let's just put some thick paint here. Just gonna pour it down for you to see. See? Ooh, it's very thick. Okay. Wow, very thick. Okay. Right. And then here we have the thick blue. So just gonna put here. Look, oh, it's so thick. Okay. And then I thought I might as well add additional metallic colors because there are no metallic here. So I have leftover gold, which I'm just mixed with water, and it's also thick. So I'm just gonna add some here. Alright. Can you see the effects already? I've not done anything to it yet. Alright, so I've not done anything yet and it's already beautiful. So now there's nothing on my palette knife. Just to show you there's no tricks or anything. I'm just gonna swipe it downwards, okay? So. Can you see all these lumps? This is caused by the lumps from the paint that is old. Actually, I like it. It looks very nice. It looks like stars here. Yeah, beautiful. But the pink is gone. So are the blue. You can't see much of the paste popping out. So let's try to torch it and see if anything comes out. Okay. Alright. So nothing here, but you can see a lot of things here because when you drag, this paint becomes thinner and you get cells here, but nothing here because the base is just too thick. So what I'm going to do now is add water so that this base is not so thick. Number one, this is the thick one. The base are thick, everywhere is thick. And then the second one is where the base is just normal. So I added water here. I don't think you'll be able to see it because it's black. So I've added some water now and then just gonna pour it out here. So I'm gonna pour it a bit higher so you can see. Okay, now this is more runny, right? So this paste is runnier than the first time. And then I'm going to add water to all the thick paste to have a normal consistency. So which is about 50-50% of paint and 50% of water. And then let's see what happens. So this was originally thick, but I added water here to make it normal. So you see, it's not so thick and it's not too runny. Right. So I'm just going to add some here like this. And then I'm going to add some water to this. I added some water into this thick one too, so that it's a bit more runny. And then I've added water to my gold too, so can you see it's runnier than the first time. So, ta-da! Okay, now I'm just gonna swipe and see what happens. So again, nothing on my palette knife, and then I'm just gonna swipe it for you to see. Right. Okay, just wipe it off. Let's torch this middle part. Anything happening? Not too much. Okay, now you can see some. Oh, look at this part. Okay, so we have something nice here, right? Because the paint was dragged down, and then because the gold is normal, it's not thick, so the black is also not so thick, so you can create nice textures here. But you don't really get a lot of cells as well. But this part is beautiful. Can you see this part? This is beautiful. So if you put 50% paint and 50% water, then you get this effect. So this paint is thick, this paint is just normal. And then let's try runny ones and see. So I'll put the base really runny, and then I'm gonna add the main colors. So I'm just gonna add more water to my black. Okay. Can you see now the base is actually very ready? And then same thing, I'm just going to put the blue paint, normal, normal, so not too thick, not too thin, and then normal. I've already cleaned my palette knife. Let's swipe and see what we get. Wow. I'm not sure, but can you see this? See? If the base is runnier, all the main colors will show up because the base is runnier. So if you put more water into your base, then the bottom color will show up because, yep, because of magic. No, basically because of the difference in weight in the paints. So can you see this lace part? This lace part is so beautiful. Let me bring it up close to have a look at it. Right. So this is done when the paint is when the base is really thick. I'm not sure if you can see. Yeah, see? When the base are really thick, nothing shows from the bottom. And then this is when the base is just normal. Also, not much things show from the bottom. You can't see much things that shows from the bottom. Because the main colors can't surface up because the paint is normal. But when it's thick, the paint can't surface at all. So you get 50-50 when you put a normal base. But when you put a watery base, see? Wow, isn't this beautiful? This is done when your base is runny compared to your main colors. So look how beautiful it is. Look at the lacing. Isn't it gorgeous? Okay, So I hope this video explains to you the effects of different paints: thick, normal, and runny base. So which one do you prefer most? Please let me know in the comment section. And yeah, happy playing with paints. I actually like this one. It's very beautiful. Can you see it? Can you see it? Wow. This lacing is gorgeous. Look, this is beautiful. And I love how I did not mix the paints properly, the clumpy paints. So you can see a lot of clumps everywhere. And it looks like stars. I'm very curious to see how this dries. So this is the close-up result of how it looks like. Oh, by the way, I forgot to touch the third part, which is the last part. But it still looks so beautiful now. I'm going to touch it right now. Okay, let's just touch it and see if we can get more cells on top of all this beautiful lace already. Can you see the cells popping out? Wow. Wow, wow, look at that. That's gorgeous. Look! Cells just popping out by itself. There's no floral nor silicone oil, it's just paint and water. But if you have a runny base, you get lots of cells like this. It's beautiful, isn't it? Please subscribe to my channel if you have not done so. Please hit the notification button so they can get new videos updates as soon as I upload a new video. And please comment because I would love to hear from you. Thanks for watching and see you guys again soon. Bye!